Hi, Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What happened? You want to go? Really? You want to go? Okay, Taurus. Okay, so Aries is leaving the ship, and you're standing there, and you're just like, why did Aries leave? I don't know. I don't think you'll ever know, right? Unless you don't go after Aries, right? Because you have to take that journey to find out. See, and that's the thing with removing ideologies and dogmas out of our software system, right? I think we all have like a software system where we program ourselves within our relationships, our careers, our religion, our spirituality, our home, our kids, our acquaintances, our friends, ourselves, what we think of ourselves, how we define our so-called parameters of life, what's acceptable and what is not acceptable, and you know how the duality of that can forever change, right? And it's the power of detachment that allows you to coexist between both realms, right? The realm of the knowing, right? Even the ideology of knowing thyself as a spiritual being is, in my opinion, not a realistic approach to finding balance within yourself. I once heard a teaching from a monk, and he said, if you take care of your health, if you just take care of your temple, your body, if you take care of it, then nothing else matters, right? Not love, not kids. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people live vicariously through their kids. I'm talking about the whole purpose of having kids, right? They're not yours. And childhood is so small and adulthood is so long, you know, it's so wide, it's so spread, right? So don't be embarrassing yourself out here with adults that are not finished within their rearing stages. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, because I found myself, I can speak for myself, that I found myself in spaces where it wasn't healthy, where I was going and what I was doing. And it took a lot of whooping from the universe for me to like straighten up. But there is power in detachment. Like how I was holding my cat and I was just like cuddling her, and she just looked up at me and directly said to me, like, let go of me. So I don't know, Taurus, I don't know if you're holding on to someone or you're holding on to yourself in a certain aspect that you need to let go of. I don't know if your opinions are tied to a perspective that no longer fits the narrative of where your journey, where your life is heading you to. I'm hearing going to a third world country will suit you, and it's again, it's not about helping others. It's not about going there like as if you have something to give. It's receiving the pure gift of visiting. I went to Haiti twice, and the first time I went, I was 17 years old, and I remember my pastor, he looked at me and he said, this is not a service that we are doing. This is a meeting that we are embarking in, right? You're meeting a tribe, you're meeting a space that you've never touched, and vice versa, they've never seen a person like you. To the point that the village that I went to, they didn't even know what Disney meant. They were like, Disney? What's Disney? That's how, like, you know. But I never once saw them below me or like they were the ones in need of anything. They were actually very self-reliant. And again, it's a shame, right? So maybe like visiting a third world country to understand the simplicity of like just being, right? Not being spiritual, not being a leader, not being the best in your career, not being the best tarot reader I'm hearing on YouTube, but just your being, and how sitting there is the ultimate truth. And I'm also hearing of life. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Bye.